It's the Great Canadian Podcast with Dave and Charlotte.
Podcast. Paige was looking at me really funny while I was doing that. We always introduce it with a fun thing.
Fun song.
Do you want to do your own fun podcast song?
Well, I feel like we should just do it again and I can like clap along or something.
Yeah. Let's just do part 2.
Let's do it.
Pod. Yes.
I feel like I can't even add to that. You guys really provided a solid rhythmic foundation, and that was just really good.
Yeah, we should cheers to that actually.
Yeah.
Let's do it in front of the mic so they can hear it.
Oh, I like it. Oh, hang on.
Cheers.
I'm cheersing with myself over here. I have a water glass and I have a beer. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You like that.
Yeah. You got a good sound on that.
Yeah. What are your, okay, so, surprise, surprise, old Davey is, tired again because I was out late last night and then I had to get up, like, early-ish this morning, so that's why I'm drinking. You know?
Yeah.
Because
keep
why not?
drinking. When in doubt, keep going.
Yeah.
It honestly really is the most effective hangover cure. Actually, yeah, it's the most effective hangover cure is just to start drinking. But if you can't, I have a good runner-up hangover cure. We can talk about that in a second.
Let's hear this.
But, yeah, definitely drinking, like, whenever you're down south for a week, like, you know, on a binge for a week.
Yeah.
You just start drinking again the next day, and you're cured within the half hour.
If you're in, like, the party atmosphere, yeah, you gotta keep drinking. And then catnaps, I feel like, is good, too, to ward off that the old booze headache there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the problem is alcoholism in day-to-day life, that you can't really do that.
Well, that really just doesn't seem like a problem to me. Charlotte,
that sounds like something that someone with a problem would say.
There's
he's not an alcoholic, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, great Canadian pod. Charlotte, I have just as intimate a relationship with our listeners as you do, and they know that I'll enjoy a casual drink. And don't tend to take it over. Except I had to go meet one of my professors. I planned on going to meet one of my professors from school today, across from Fanshawe, and I rolled out of bed at like 11:25 because I got to bed at 4 a.m. Went there and
David.
And me and Diener had a beer. So I had a beer within like a half hour of waking up. So it was good. It's that kind of a day.
It doesn't sound like you have a problem at all.
Yeah, really. I had a coffee and a water, guys.
That's a lot of liquids.
Yeah, it was a lot of liquid. And then I had some tacos because it was $2.50 taco day. Oh my god.
Stop it.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Yeah, it's the best thing that's happened to me all day.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful.
I mean, when you're eating a taco, life's never that bad.
No.
Right?
No. And
Maybe
these were
a taco
fine
tonight.
tacos. Fine tacos.
Yeah. Yeah, how bad is a crap taco?
No,
I went to Julio's Barrio, which, let's talk about that for a second. It's a bar on White Ave. Which
pretty
is like,
cool place.
Yeah.
Pretty cool place.
Pretty famous. Everyone's like, oh, have you gone to Julio's Barrio?
Yeah.
But,
Mexican theme.
And for London people, it's as close as you can get to Barney's because there's an outdoor patio. Barney's is this bar in London that has a huge outdoor patio. That's where everyone goes all summer long. And Julio's kind of lame. Like, they shut down their outdoor patio at a certain time of night. I don't know what time it is.
I've only been there a couple times, and they're mostly just famous for their bulldogs, their drinks.
Yeah, tell the people what a bulldog is.
So it's like a margarita drink. It's like a slushie, and it's in this huge. I don't know what you would call it. Like a
giant cup.
A
saucer.
A giant cup.
A bowl.
I wanted to say like a gallet or I don't even know. Is that a word?
A goblet.
A goblet. Thank you. That's a word.
Yeah.
That's a word.
Or a chalice.
A shallot.
Yes.
And then they just tip a beer or a Smirnoff Ice or something upside down
into it.
Slushy, and then boom.
It slowly empties, like it slowly combines.
As you drink
How
it.
do the waitresses must have special training to pull that off? I feel like that's not easy.
Are we talking like this is just like an icy beer of some kind, a slushy beer?
It's a beer poured into a slushy beer. I'm going to Google
beer.
Bulldog and see what happens.
So it's a beer poured into a slushy alcoholic beverage.
Yes, it is.
I guess.
They call them bulldogs.
Oh yeah, if you Google Bulldog drink, you will find pictures of this. Oh, there's a picture of Snooki.
There's a picture of Snooki with a double beer.
Yeah, she would. Snooki would do a double.
Snooks. So Charlotte, you don't you don't entertain, you don't host, you pretty much hang out with your cat and yell at motorcycles. So who is this person that's hanging out in your home with you right now? And is everything okay over there?
You know what? This is where I wish we had a video component to the podcast so everyone could see the look I just gave you across the airwaves.
The slow blink.
The slow blink. Paige and I love the slow blink.
I think our listeners are getting the vibe.
Yeah, let me introduce you to Paige.
Hello.
We don't do last names unless you're famous.
I'm not famous.
Yeah,
Page,
that's fine.
Page.
Paige.
She can sing along with us. So Paige is, we know each other because Paige worked in our lab. She volunteered in our lab, and then she did great things, and then she did a practicum placement in our lab, which means that she worked there for 35 hours a week. Way more than that, in theory, 35. And then she did that last semester, and now this semester she works in the lab.
This summer.
Moving on up, Paige. Moving on up.
Yeah, I really climbed the ladder quickly.
Yeah, you're
Volunteer,
killing it.
practicum student, paid employee is what I'd like to consider myself now.
She crushes it, though. Thank you. To the point that everyone in the lab's very sad that Paige is about to leave. I'm sad on a friendship note because, you do a lot of stuff around the lab, but it doesn't really benefit me. You do stuff for other people. But on a friendship note, I'm sad.
I know, me too.
But everyone else is sad on like a professional note that you won't be there anymore because you carry the team.
I carry the team on my back.
She really does.
Every day.
She runs I run a whole study. She runs a whole other study as an undergrad. Like I've got 3 degrees. She just got her.
Just got my first degree, but
wow.
Actually, I was kind of a to Paige today. Oh crap! Sorry, I'll write down that curse. Because she was asking about framing degrees, and I was like, "Well, I've got 2 of mine framed, but not the 3rd." And she was like, "All right, multiple."
All
degrees.
right, you have more than one. Of course, you're
no big deal. I'm trying to get around to framing the 3rd one, but I've got some papers to revise.
That's it. I'm like, I haven't framed my PhD one. Then all of a sudden, I was like, oh man, I'm a jerk.
I just have all these degrees.
I have too many. I don't know what to do with all of them.
I can't find a frame big enough to hold postdoctoral fellow.
There's just no more room on my walls.
No.
Just don't know what to do. Yeah. Anyway, so so this is my Paige introduction. Paige is a phenom, and then she's applying for physiotherapy and has gone into some schools and doing some stuff.
Yes.
On a personal note, Paige is really funny. We have, I feel like, similar senses of humor.
Yes.
We both enjoy blood, not funny.
Not funny.
And
Did you say you both enjoy blood?
So it's a
enjoy
video.
Blood.
I'll link the blood not
thing.
funny video below. If you guys haven't seen Blood Not Funny, it's pretty funny.
I actually hadn't seen it, which I was surprised when you showed it to me because I watch a lot of YouTube videos.
It's like so this kid who's, I don't know, what do you think, like 5?
4 or 5, yeah.
His like little brother is probably like 2 or something. I don't know. Does he actually have a bloody nose?
I feel like he was eating a popsicle or like a peanut butter and jam sandwich and just had like jam or something all over his mouth.
Yeah.
And the 4 or 5-year-old kid just is panicking that the little kid's got blood on his face and is like trying to like get the parents' attention and is like, blood, there's blood. And then the dad starts laughing because it's just hilarious.
The way the kid's saying blood is like, blood. And then the parents are laughing and then the kid starts going,
it's not funny.
Not funny. Actually, Chris and Evan loved it. They would always go, blood, not funny.
Well, I think the reason why we say it so much and laugh about it too is because we have blood samples and blood tubes in the lab.
Yeah.
Like we take samples and then every time we just say it, it ends up being a joke.
Not funny.
It's not funny, Paige.
Yeah. Are you gonna do the blood tubes? And one of us just go, not funny.
I'm right there. I could see myself making that joke.
So,
were I an academic?
Paige is also, you know how I enjoy girls in sports, a mean baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tell the folks about your baseball prowess, Paige.
So, there's like softball and there's baseball. So usually the first question I always get when I say I'm a baseball player is like, "Oh, you mean softball?" And I'm like, "No, I mean baseball." Like
that's because people are sexist.
League baseball.
So is that is baseball? That's like hardball then, right?
Hardball, yeah, hardball.
Okay.
So, and there's not a lot of women, especially in Canada, I'd say, that play baseball.
Okay.
So made the switch from softball to baseball when I was maybe 13.
Yeah.
And I made the provincial team and played for Team Alberta and went to nationals.
No big deal.
Oh my God.
Every year for up until a couple years ago, I played every summer on Team Alberta, and I made a lot of really great friends.
Holy moly.
And,
yeah, she's being humble. She's quite good.
So, Paige, that's pretty hard to do. I feel like any kind of Tom, Dick, or Harry can get a couple of degrees. You know what I mean? We know a lot of people with a lot of degrees. Charlotte, I don't know. You're doing okay, I guess, Charlotte, but you're never on Team Ontario.
Yeah. What have I done with my life, really?
Yeah, really.
It's true. It's true.
actually,
Okay, couple of baseball questions. I've always thought softball, this isn't a question, this is an opinion. I've always thought softball is the worst thing. I hate softball. It's such a big ball, and it barely fits in your glove. You know what I mean? And the fact that it's soft does nothing to make that up for me.
It's not even actually soft. The ball is not soft.
On top of
it's
all of that.
larger, and that's why it's kind of interesting. They want to gender segregate the sports so that women play softball and men play baseball, and that's kind of what you're encouraged to do. But women have smaller hands than men, and we have this huge softball you're expected to try and throw. And I mean, obviously there's still men play softball too, and they're crazy good at it. But they even have these weird rules, for a pitcher, women are not allowed to take this lunging step when they're doing their windmill windup, but men are allowed to, which doesn't make any sense because the men actually throw a little bit harder. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's a completely different sport than baseball. As much as there's 3 bases, there's 3 outs. There's so many different rules. You can't take leadoffs. The bases are much closer. The fence is shorter, so people just crush homers all the time.
All right. And what's the point of that? Because I'd always thought softball was more just something you did in beer leagues and with older people and for fun and whatnot, and hardball was the real deal. But softball is just a different game, you're saying? It's with its own sort of dynamic?
Yeah, I would call it there's probably because there's slow pitch, which is really different because their pitching is you want to loop-de-loop it to the plate and get it to hit that board.
In a big arc, yeah.
That's what I'd consider beer league. And then softball, it is huge in the States. Their women go and play college ball and get scholarships, and there's Jenny Finch is a huge softball player. She's a pitcher, and I don't know. They just it's a different game. But
okay, that's really interesting.
Huge. It is a huge sport.
It's underhand, it's windmill pitching?
It's a windmill pitch. So yeah, what they do is they stand on flat ground, and then they take their arm all the way forwards, bring it all the way around, and just whip it in.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I remember. Jasper used to play softball, and I remember some guys just humming it in there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, they can do crazy stuff with their pitches too. They can make a riser ball or put some weird spins on it. And then baseball, you throw from a mound and you throw overhand. And
why do you know
MLB?
Why do you underhand windmill in softball, and why do you overhand a hard ball? Is there a reason?
I don't know. I think that's just the way the sport's evolved.
Guys, I'm going to Google it.
Yeah, look it up.
Talking. Paige, this is one of the highlights of our show. We Google things on here all the time.
I think underhanding a baseball is a more natural or not as hard on your shoulder movement.
Sure, especially when you're pitching.
Because you find that
right?
pitchers who throw overhand, there's so many rotator cuff injuries.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And throwing overhand with a softball, it's honestly pretty difficult, especially for me. Being used to a smaller ball, you really have to get on top of the baseball with your arm, and it's like a shot put almost when you're trying to throw that grapefruit thing. I hate it. After I switched to baseball, I never went back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So according to Wikipedia, softball is a variant of baseball played with a larger ball on a smaller field, just like you said, and it was invented as an indoor game, which all of that makes sense now, where the field's smaller and the ball's bigger. It says that, what was the other thing? Slow pitch is a type of softball. And then there's fast pitch softball, which is what I think just made it into the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
And And as Paige told me today, I don't think I even knew this. I think I was thinking of basketball. The Canadian men beat the Americans.
Yeah, so that was actually for baseball, though.
Oh, for baseball. Oh, that's not
so. They do have softball, actually. So the Pan American Games are happening.
It's the first year of the softball. That's what I was thinking of, right?
Yeah. So the Pan American Games are happening in Toronto right now, and
Ontario.
Yes, men's baseball, men's softball, women's baseball, and women's softball are in the games, and this is the first time that women's baseball has been involved in a multi-sport games. So it's pretty huge, and I have a lot of friends on the team that are playing. One of my best friends, Heidi, is pitching for the team, and
cool.
It's just really cool to see that women's baseball is advancing, and with the men's team, Canada beat the U.S. for baseball gold, and that's just huge. That's amazing, because like USA, like baseball is their pastime, and it's huge for them. So in your face,
in your faces,
in your face.
I like it. So we're kind of talking to like a superstar here, Charlotte.
I mean, no big deal. I just kind of slid her in here. I was like, Dave, Paige is coming on the podcast, but I was pretty
it was a last minute addition.
But a great one.
Actually, my nickname in the lab is Superstar.
Superstar, yeah. We're Star and Superstar. That's how we go.
God.
I want to talk a little bit more about baseball. There's something I want to bring up, but I think we should first bring out yet another lady. Our lady. The podcast lady.
You're listening to Dave and Charlotte's Great Canadian Podcast.
Okay, so this might come out as a rant, but I don't mean it as one. But I feel like baseball, especially as opposed to softball, you were saying girls are expected to play baseball. Softball. And I was at a softball, I was just talking about this with someone last night that, like, growing up, I played hockey, and I played a lot of hockey, and all through high school, and granted, this was, like, between 99 and 2003. So,
I was in the third grade.
Yeah, oh, God. Oh, yeah, Paige is young. Let's throw that out there. So,
I was about to make the joke. I'm glad Paige made it to it first.
That's the truth.
I got a lot of lesbian comments playing hockey, and people being like, so you play hockey, that's interesting. First of all, from a few people I got, oh, you mean ringette, so I totally understand the like softball
you mean
comment.
softball,
It's like,
similar.
no, I understand what ringette is, and no, I don't play that. And second, I got a lot of like, oh, so you're a hockey player, so you're a lesbian. And it's funny because growing up, I guess people come out maybe like later than when I was playing really competitive hockey, but I didn't think I knew any lesbians. Then like later on I found out that there were quite a few girls, but I mean lots of people who didn't play hockey also came out later on. And no one ever hit on, like, I don't know what people are thinking is happening in a hockey dressing room, but like I feel like baseball is one of those sports too where people are like, oh, you play baseball, you're obviously a lesbian. Did you get a lot of that growing up or no?
I don't think I really got a lot of it, because like, I mean, I played on my local team. I played on a local boys team. Like I played Bantam AAA, and I was the only girl on the team. Yeah. And they all knew me, and like knew me outside of baseball kind of before I started playing for them. So they knew that like I dated guys, and I could wear a dress and I could pull it off. And so I think they're all like, oh yeah, she's not a lesbian. But like then, I don't know, when you get to the higher level, I think there is still that like stereotype that if you play sports, you're butch or you're a lesbian or whatever there is. And like same thing when I grew up, like a lot of the girls that I played with, none of them came out until later, maybe 15, 16, and there are definitely a couple of them, but like I don't know, I don't think it's a big deal. Like obviously like it's fine, but like I don't know why that's such a thing. Like if you play sports, you're a lesbian. I think it's just because you don't fit into the feminine mold.
Which that's what bothers. So obviously, there's nothing wrong with being a lesbian. Like
obviously,
you guys go
obviously,
crazy. Like
absolutely nothing.
And like, but it bothers me. And this is what I loved about. So in the Pan Am Games, Canada beat the States in basketball. Paige and I were talking about this today. Yeah. And the pictures that came out were of the Canadian women all like making like
just jacked up,
jacked like they won, and they're doing like the
flexing,
like a Tiger Woods style like celebration. You can tell that they're jacked, and like I love it because these are girls and they're beautiful girls and they're like jacked, and they're like into it. And they're like basically like chest bumping and like they're.
I love it. I love it. It's great.
Like sports are wicked, and we shouldn't have to be like girly,
dainty,
quote unquote. Yeah, dainty, exactly.
And fragile.
Like girlies should be able to include like high-fiving each other and like making like noises like yeah, you know, like we should be allowed to get into sports and play physical sports. It's funny when that, like you say, like girls should have to play with a bigger, softer ball, and I'm doing air quotes because it's stupid.
Yeah.
And girls can't step into a pitch, which makes no sense because you're pitching to girls. And same with body checking in girls hockey.
Yeah, little rules like that.
We would be hitting other girls. It makes no sense to not let us hit. If your thing is that girls are weaker, well, okay, then it's weaker people hitting weaker people, you know? Like, your rule makes no sense. And it's all about, girls shouldn't want to pitch really hard.
Yeah. Girls
shouldn't want to hit each other.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid. Like, we're competitive too. And, like, yeah, I love dummying someone. I'm trying not to curse, but, like, standing over someone that you just, like, nailed and being like, what is, like, fun? And I'm sure, like, striking someone out is really fun, and crushing
so
a
much
baseball
fun.
Is really fun.
Oh, like, striking out guys is the best feeling ever.
Oh yeah, so Paige plays on a team right now, an all-girls team, and they play in a guys league.
Yeah.
And you just spank the guys, right?
The umpires always are like so on our side, and they're like, you guys are technically the best team, because like we work hard. Like when we get on a baseball diamond, we're very serious about what we're doing. Yeah. Whereas sometimes the guys are just messing around and like, oh, whatever, we're playing a girls team, and they always try to just crush the ball. Like, they want to go up and get a home run. Yeah. And then because they're just swinging at horrible pitches, you strike them out. And then, like, I just want to, like, beak them all. Yeah. They get on base, and then you're like, hey, bud, like, nice try. Better luck next time.
Yeah.
Like,
you should. That's amazing.
But I think it all comes, like, with all this women in sports stuff, I think it all comes down to, like, encouraging young girls to play sports. Yeah. And not telling them things like that makes you butch or that makes you lesbian. Like, I think, like, girls and women that find sports, it's, like, it is empowering. Because, like, I remember playing baseball when I was younger and just being, like, it feels pretty sweet when you get a ground ball and you toss someone out at first base. Like, you feel, like, so confident and, like, accomplished. Totally. And I think that...
And your esteem, I was actually talking about this the other day, too. Now your esteem has nothing to do with how pretty you look, you know? Like, you go out and, like, you are 100% happy with yourself and 100% proud, and you have not looked in a mirror, you have not looked at a scale, you have not, like, taken any, like, you're happy because of something that, like, you did and something that you crushed.
Something you're able to accomplish.
Yeah, and has nothing, 0% to do with what you look like. And unfortunately, I feel like that can be pretty rare. Mm-hmm.
What's going on over there, Dave?
Yeah, Dave's are you in a haunted house?
I was listening. I was impressed listening. I like your thoughts and opinions there, ladies. And then my roommate knocked on my door, and I was going to ignore it. And then I went up to the door.
We are recording a podcast. Come on.
I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And he's like,
"Talking about important.
I'm going camping for a few days, man. Have a good one." So I was like, "Oh, right on." And we fist bumped, and it was good. I was gonna say I want to hear the podcast of like the Broadway backup dancer who's like a dude who like faces the same sort of thing. He's totally. And people like everyone asks me, so are you gay? And he goes, no. And I know that seems to be a stereotype, and I don't know why people think like I can't be fabulous on stage and really like limber without people thinking that I'm gay.
Yeah, exactly.
It shouldn't. That's it. It shouldn't have anything to do with. And, like, you know, girls don't have to, like, hitting each other. They don't have to, like, striking each other out. They're allowed. And you know what? I like putting on makeup. I was going to say they're allowed to, like, putting on makeup. I like putting on makeup. I like looking pretty. But I also like that there's a lot of other stuff that I'm allowed to do, you know? Like, I like that I'm allowed to, like, science, and I'm allowed to, like, destroying people at sports, and I'm allowed to, like, screaming at the TV. And that's another thing when you watch, do you ever find when you watch sports with guys, they're screaming at the TV, but if you scream at the TV, they all kind of look at you like,
what?
Calm down. You're like, okay, like, you're just yelling, but, like, because I'm a girl, I'm supposed to be quiet about it. Like, that was a terrible play.
Terrible
yell at the TV.
Terrible call.
Yeah.
We're the worst. I'm sorry, ladies. Well, you know what?
No,
I'm not going to apologize.
It's just society
and
in general.
Dave, I will say, Dave dates strong women. Sorry, I keep on cursing.
Good
Dave,
for you.
What is this?
You do me proud. You don't date wallflower women. You date
right.
Women,
and believe me, that's a real treat.
Yeah.
I mean, but, you know, some wallflowers are annoying to me. Not really maybe annoying, but I just don't understand. Yeah. Because I grew up a different way, but like there are definitely women who like sports are just not their thing. Like they've tried. Like my sister tried basketball, she tried baseball, she tried soccer,
totally,
and
fair.
she ended up finding dance, and she absolutely loved dance.
It. So totally nothing, and that's the thing. Like I've had people be like, "Oh, cheerleader's the worst," and like, granted, I don't think I would want my daughter to be a cheerleader only because I feel like you get objectified a lot. But I mean, people might say the same thing for hockey. You know, like if people have had people like kind of I don't know if it's the opposite or what, but people assume things about you. I guess that's the thing. People are going to assume things about what you do no matter what, and you just got to do them because you love them, not because...
You just do it.
Yeah, You
should watch that Shia LaBeouf YouTube video.
Have you seen that, Dave?
What's that? The Shia LaBeouf?
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf has a motivational video on YouTube?
Yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
He's just... it's hilarious.
Is he wearing a paper bag on his head?
No, he's got like an Obi-Wan Kenobi like braid though, but it's like
he does.
And then he's in a t-shirt and jeans with like a green screen behind him that's just green, right? And he's just saying, "Just do it," and like you want to achieve your dreams, just do it.
And he like loses it. I'll link it below, guys.
Yeah, let's link to that, please.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
I, again, didn't know about it. And then the one day, I forget what I said, and Paige was like, "Oh my God, you've seen the Shia LaBeouf video." I'm like, "No,
just do it, Charlotte."
She's like, "Just do it." That's good stuff.
So funny.
All right, we have more stuff to get to, but, and sorry guys, we're going to have a shortened podcast today, because we got things to do. We got places to go. We got people to see. We're on a tight timeline today.
On a tight schedule.
We are exactly like our great Canadian pod listeners, and that we got things to do. You guys are busy.
We got things to do.
Like eat poutine and have pancakes and syrup.
Right? Yeah.
Is that what you guys are going to go do?
Live in England. No, she's making Canadian. But I am going to Taste of Edmonton after this, where I could eat.
Yeah.
I could very well eat poutine.
Oh, probably.
And maple syrup.
I went there last year. I don't even remember what I ate. I had a little bit of everything.
It's a food truck festival, right?
Yeah, you get this big thing of tickets. And then you just go around. It's like maybe 3 or 4 tickets, depending on what you want. Obviously, the nicer things are more tickets.
Yeah.
And
Is it going to be packed?
Oh, it'll probably be packed. I don't know if now. In the evening, probably, more people would go. But, like, lunchtime. I worked downtown last summer and went at lunchtime, and it was always kind of a zoo. But it's huge. Like, there's a lot of...
That's perfect.
A lot of places to go.
I'm excited. I was talking to someone today who's used to work in Singapore and stuff, and she's talking about how Edmonton's such a like small town. I was like, yeah, I'm from the country. Like, this is gigantic.
This is huge.
This is literally the biggest city I've ever lived in. She started laughing.
What?
Yeah. Okay, let's bring out the lady, and we'll do the final leg of the Great Canadian Podcast.
You're listening to Dave and Charlotte's Great Canadian Podcast.
Dave, did you listen to last week's podcast? The appearance of the cats is always super hilarious.
No. I did not.
They're you can hear them. I was worried it wouldn't really show up very much over the mics, but it's pretty funny.
They're all over. They're kind of like our backup little, they're like our little mascots.
Yeah. Izzy's around this week. I don't know if you guys could hear her.
I could hear her. Yeah. She's all up in this.
Yeah.
She's a podcaster.
I was gone this weekend, and she always gets super lippy when I get back, and she's been super lippy.
Oliver's meowing at my door right now, but I don't want to let him in because I've already walked away from the mic once this podcast.
Yeah, it's poor form. Like podcasters, that's Google on air.
So
yeah, what are you gonna say?
Have a little bit of news on the Dave end.
I just wanted to ask how life was treating you.
Yeah, life is okay. This past Sunday, a little band that you haven't heard of called Cats went into the studio, and we cut our first EP.
How was that?
It was awesome. We basically threw down 6 songs in one day. It was all live off the floor sort of thing, and we got some video and some pictures. And I was listening to playback, and oh my god, this is the real thing. So
you sound good, eh?
Yeah, we have that to look forward to.
I'll link Cats again below because I didn't link them last week, and I linked them I think the week before, but. I'm gonna link it back to Cats. I'm gonna do it.
I'm going to include our new business cards in my picture that I take for this week's podcast, just because we are balling like that, and we have business cards.
You got business cards. That's no big deal.
It's no big deal. No.
I think that I'm going to get Paige gave me a French braid today at school, which I told someone. They went, oh, another busy day at the office, eh? But I'm going to get her to fix my French braids that fell out. And so you'll see my French braid in the picture today, guys.
What's a French braid?
Paige.
I thought that was like something braid? You did with your hair.
Yeah, it is. Actually, there was a...
But she gave you one? She gave you hair?
No,
she did it
I braided her hair.
Like a hairdresser?
Oh, she gave it to you, and now I
did it.
I'm giving you a really weird look over the podcast.
It'd be like if she gave you a massage, and now she's going to fix the massage she gave you. Right. I thought she gave... Yeah. She gave you something that was a service. I understand that.
Yeah. There's actually... See, you're going to have to link another thing, because there's a BuzzFeed video of boyfriends trying to braid their girlfriend's hair, and it is hilarious because braiding is something, I don't know, I learned when I was 7. I braided a doll's hair or something, and so to me, it's not
even I knew how to braid, and I literally you had a sister at least,
I had 2 sisters.
I never, 2 sisters,
2 younger sisters.
Jeez.
But
so I never. Ever. I can't to this day I can kind of, if you asked me to French braid your hair, it would look awful. I could do it. I understand the concept, but it would look terrible. But anyway, come on, people should be able to braid hair, and these guys,
it's 3 strands of hair, and you just the outside goes in terrible. And you just switch. It's
deep down, I think it's the boyfriend thing of, I'm gonna do a crappy job at this so that you never ask me to do it again. Because if any of those guys had proven that they were great at it, they would have to do her hair every day.
But no, I think that some of them are I'm going to crush this. I'm going to do it. What do you mean? This is easy. And then it's this is the hardest thing I've ever had. Because I remember learning how to braid. And at first it's like tying your shoes.
Yeah,
it's at first, you're so
That
confused.
would be my approach. I would want to crush it. I'd be like, I'm going to braid the shit out of your hair.
You should try. When Clara gets back, you need to braid her hair. It's going to be a little weird when you're like, Clara, I really want to braid your hair.
I can't bring it up. I think I'm going to have to draw the line there. I'm going to wait for her to bring it up.
Obviously, she listens to the podcast, so obviously she'll hear this and then do it and want it to do it.
Right.
I will say that Clara seems to have very healthy hair. Paige also has very healthy, undyed hair. And it's easier on someone like me that's got just, destroyed hair because it grips nicer.
It holds itself together.
Yeah. It's like tying waxed skate laces versus unwaxed. They just, grip a lot better. It's nice.
Oh, wow. That's a funny
anyway,
analogy.
We'll link that BuzzFeed video. It's good.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's the girls will laugh at the ineptitude, and the guys might actually. If you girls out there want your boyfriends or husbands to do your hair, show them the video, and they'll be like, "I can do that. I can do that.
I can do it. I could totally do it. I will accept that it'd probably be bad a couple times, and she'd be like,
"Yeah,
I love it, but I'm just gonna fix it up a little bit." But
you should
by the 5th time, I would be nailing it.
If and when you try, can you take pictures and send them, and then we'll tweet them, because the Great Canadian Podcast is a Twitter account.
Ooh,
I can do that.
Big shots. You guys are big shots.
If you guys don't know, our Twitter handle is at Great Canadian Pod. Canadian spelled CDN. And we tweet things. Usually I tweet while I'm posting podcasts because I feel guilty that they're late because we didn't post again last. We have a very
apologetic Twitter account.
Oops.
Yeah, we're really sorry. Actually, I don't apologize on Twitter.
I don't think I follow you guys on Twitter. I
should.
didn't know. I didn't
you should,
know
because we'll follow you back.
Paige, you've been missing out. You've been really missing out.
I've been missing out. But then Dave, you take those pictures and then we'll tweet them on our Twitter account. Am I right?
Yep. And then everyone can be all people seem to love Clara's hair. Sorry to keep talking about you on air here, Clara, but people freak out about her hair. They're like, how'd you get it so long?
Yeah, she's got Paige. She has hair like you, like Paige. So I can't grow my hair longer than sorry, Dave, but boob. So it goes.
I know
there,
you have
and
boobs,
then it's done.
It's okay.
So it goes to the boob, and that's the longest it will ever be. I think because I straighten it, so my straightener breaks off the hairs.
It just breaks. The ends just break.
Yeah. It's just it's not. I mean, obviously I dye my hair. It's not naturally blonde, and believe it or not, and so my hair is kind of crap. But Paige thins hers out, which is the opposite problem.
I have super thick hair. I don't dye it. It's just brown, and it's been brown since I was born. And
it's just healthy. It's what my hair wishes it was.
It's it's so thick. It's hair
rolling
problems.
my eyes, guys.
Like, when you have hair that's this thick, it takes forever to dry, it takes forever to do, and it actually weighs down your head and can give you a headache.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not complaining that much, because when I want to curl my hair, have it look great, it looks great, but I pretty much come into the lab every day with my hair in a ponytail, just because I can't be bothered.
Let's talk about this. Sorry, Dave, this is a bit of a girls' podcast, but...
Taking over.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think this is a paradox. I don't know if it's a paradox. It's just a rule. That girls are never happy with their hair. I think that girls who have naturally straight hair, whose hair just, like, if they just let it air dry and it goes pin straight.
Yeah.
Right.
All the girls with super curly hair, that if they just, like, naturally let their hair dry, they're all super jealous because they just want straight hair.
Yeah.
And the girls with straight hair really want the curly hair. And then there's the girls in between, which is me.
Yeah.
So if I let my hair dry, it does not go straight or curly. So I get ringlets on the bottom. It's kind of straightish on the top, and it's wavy in the middle, so it looks horrible. Horrible. However, I can straighten or curl my hair, and it'll stay like that.
Yeah, yeah.
If I straighten my hair, it'll stay straight all day, unlike the curly hair people. They can straighten it at great cost. Great emotional and time cost, but it will not stay. With a little bit of moisture, it'll
With
go.
a little blood, sweat, and tears, you can have straight or curly hair.
And like people with really straight hair, are you like this? If you curl it, does it stay, or do you have to?
My hair is
pile it?
actually kind of the same as yours, but like mine's more of like if I let it air dry. You've seen it when it's air dried. It's kind of wavy.
It looks honestly so good. It makes me sick.
So if
Mine does not look like that. Don't lump me in with you. That is not mine. Doesn't even look a little bit good. A little bit good.
If
I will.
wanted to
I will submit that this is not entirely a lady thing, because I remember when I was a kid, like my hair is like curly, but like I always wanted to have straight hair because I thought, you know, straight hairs were cool, and you could have it could be like cool and like spiky or whatever. When I was in grade 8, and I've only recently come to enjoy the bit of curl that my hair has to it. It took a lot of soul searching, people. It was not an easy journey.
Have you ever let it grow out?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I was gonna weigh in on this too. So I did let it grow out. I had a big afro, and it would never, because I played like metal and stuff like that when I was in high school, and I wanted to have like curly hair that like, you know, came down past my, excuse me, Charlotte, nipples, and it wouldn't go past. It wouldn't go past my shoulders. Like, it would just stay there and get thicker and thicker and bunched together and be all and awful, but it would never look cool. It just looked like a big like puff on my head. So then I had dreadlocks for a while, and those actually grew longer, and those looked pretty cool. So that was my revenge on my head.
And then after you were done with the dreadlocks, we had a Shave Dave party.
We had a Shave Dave party.
Wow.
And we made a dreadlock skipping rope.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we also shaved them in an order. So we first give you a dreadlock mohawk, as I recall, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then a dreadlock mullet, and then a dreadlock rat tail, or Padawan dread. I forget what was last.
Oh my goodness.
We can go with Padawan. Same thing.
And we each like got to shave one off and stuff. It was fun. The Shave Dave party was fun.
And then one of my friends thought it'd be funny to hide errant dreadlocks all over the house, so I found a couple in the freezer.
Oh.
I found some in like the ceiling
gross.
fans. I found one in the upper deck of my toilet, which I thought was pretty hilarious, but really disgusting.
Oh, that's something else we should talk about really quickly.
Upper deckers?
No, because that's disgusting. And dudes, you know what? Stop doing that.
Hey, why are we calling
it.
out dudes? I'm sure girls as long as we're talking about, you know, sexism in this podcast. I'm sure girls have taken some righteous
Explain
upper
what an
deckers.
upper decker is, Dave.
Why don't you explain, Charlotte?
So it's a prank, right? That someone poops up in the top tank of your toilet, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
I did not know this was a thing.
Oh, really?
I didn't know. I forget who it was. Someone recently told me that someone did that to them. And when they went down south on a trip, and they did that in their toilet, and they didn't tell them.
That makes
and they were like, because it doesn't obviously flush, it doesn't go anywhere, so your bathroom smells like poop.
Yeah.
And so they had been on a weeks-long vacation down south, and like on the way home, they were like, "Oh yeah, the resort was good." And this guy was like, "Yeah, but my bathroom kind of stank." And then this one friend dies laughing and is like, "Yeah, I took a poop in the top of your
Not
tank."
funny. It's not a funny prank.
It's disgusting. No, and you know what? Maybe I'm being sexist here. Maybe this is girls would never do that. Come on. No, I would never.
All right.
I would never. But actually, what I wanted to bring up, so Paige is disgusted. Paige is a germaphobe.
I am a big germaphobe.
Clara thinks I'm a germaphobe.
No, you're not. Trust me.
I know.
Not on a Paige level.
Allie is a germaphobe, and that's why when Paige started like revealing herself to me that she was a germaphobe, it didn't shock me because Allie like would never share a drink. If you take a sip out of Allie's drink, she's done.
It's yours now.
Yeah, now
it's yours now.
That is no longer Allie's drink. And Paige is the same.
No kidding.
am the same.
It's really fun to make fun of her.
See, I'll do stuff like I'll be cutting up like an apple, as I do, right? And then a piece of apple will fall on the floor. Now, here's the key thing about an apple. It's liquidy, right? Like, it's sort of wet. So if it touches the floor, it will pick up any sort of debris, like dust and skin and, like, whatever shits on my floor. I live in a house with 2 other dudes. Our floor is quite often dirty, right?
Yeah, and you have a cat.
And I have a cat. And even I've been at Clara's house and dropped, like, food on the floor, and I'm not going to eat that food. Like, if it's wet fruit, it's going to collect everything. I'm not eating that.
Yeah,
She's like, oh,
you
you're
gotta
germaphobe.
throw that out. Sorry.
No, you gotta throw it. No, it's not getting eaten.
I kind of feel like unless it fell into poison or something visibly gross, like what's the worst thing that's on there? Dirt. We all ate dirt as kids.
If it's dry food, I'll eat it. If it's wet food, it's collecting. It acts like a sponge. You'd think as a scientist you would know this, Cheryl, but I guess I got to explain it to you.
It's got hair stuck to it. It's got whatever was on your feet.
It's a real problem. Like, it's a real problem.
Yeah.
My feet stink right now, I'm pretty sure. So, like, don't eat anything off your floor because I've been walking around.
Paige's feet either. That's
hey,
good.
ladies, since you just brought up feet right now, I have something, an issue that's close to my heart, and I'm just really curious to know what a couple ladies think of this and maybe what women at large. Okay, it's coming at you. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Flip-flops on guys with jeans.
I don't see any problem at all. Go.
You know what? I don't see a problem with it, but I don't know. I think it depends on I don't really like feet in general.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I don't like feet either.
If you have clipped your toenails and
take care of that. If you're gonna wear flip flops, you can't be
you can't be. It can't be disgusting.
You should have clipped your toenails within the last 2 weeks if you're gonna be wearing flip flops.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like sometimes, it depends on your feet. I don't know. Really, like...
Yeah, if you got nice feet, yeah, sure. I hear that.
No, not even that. I expect to look down and see trim toenails. If they're all over the place, what are you doing with your life, really? Like, don't stop.
And just, like, clean. Like,
and
clean feet.
Yeah.
And but I think if you do those 2 things, you're fine.
Yeah, you're good. And, I mean, I think it depends on the setting. Like, if you're out with friends or, I mean, obviously, if you're on a beach, flip-flops are fine. Yeah. But, I don't know.
I was distraught. I was at Clara's house, and I wore flip-flops there because I was wearing shorts, and then I wanted to wear pants to my show that night, my show in Grand Bend, and I brought socks, but I forgot to bring my shoes. And I literally howled in Clara's room. I was like, no! She's like, what?
You were panicking about flip-flops and jeans?
And I had no other choice. My clothes were smelly because I was out in the sun all day, and I had to wear pants, and I had to wear flip-flops. And I just felt like a douche all night.
That's legit what I wear all day, every day.
What's that?
I always wear jeans and flip-flops.
Yeah, but I feel like on a girl it's a little different.
Because we're wearing tight pants, and a guy would be wearing like baggy pants.
So even when I wear flare jeans, I still do it.
I know, but I feel like on a girl, like flip-flops are like you see flip-flops on girls way more often than you see them on guys.
Yeah,
you can do it.
Well, great Canadian listeners, send us an email, drop us a tweet. Or what else can you do? Comment below the video.
Yeah.
And let us know what you think.
Tell Dave that you think he'd look great in pants and flip-flops.
Right? I see no problem.
No. Felt like a douche.
We gotta wrap it up. We gotta wrap it up with the douchey podcast here.
Yeah.
Sorry guys. We got places to go. We have French braids to do. We have things. We gotta go.
Clearly.
We gotta eat some
busy
chocolate.
day at the office.
We gotta eat some chocolate. Yeah. It's a busy day at the office. We've been working all day. We worked all day.
I did some things.
I worked.
I've been drinking all day.
Dave's drunk.
And I'm still
Dave's
drinking.
drunk.
Oh, guys, we meant to give you the Great Drunk podcast, but the thing that we neglected to consider, because I was home this weekend in Ontario, but I would say we got a little too drunk too early. I peaked around like 5 p.m. at our family reunion, which is where we were drinking.
Nice.
And just by the time 10 o'clock rolled around, which is the time that we were going to podcast, I just had zero energy left.
Yeah. It was all over. I went to bed at like 10:30.
Guys.
Yeah.
Like, legit. It would have been a very sad... Like, it wouldn't even have been a drunk podcast. It would have just been like, hey, guys. It's Dave and Charlotte.
Yeah. We threw some frisbees today.
Mediocre Canadian podcast.
Yeah. No, you guys didn't want to hear it. You wanted to hear this one with the lovely world famous Paige.
Paige.
Yeah.
Paige.
Baseball
Guys,
playing
stop.
Paige.
Stop that.
We'll check back in with Paige too, because obviously forever friends, and Paige is gonna pursue her career in physiotherapy.
Yeah.
And we'll check back in.
Yeah.
It's a great Canadian podcast. Don't forget.
Love the podcast.
Love the podcast.
Love the podcast, you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Thanks for being
having
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
All right, Dave.
All right, yeah. I am going to, for concerned listeners, this is my last drink of the night. I'm going to switch to water and go to bed at like 9:30. It's going to be glorious.
That's it. That's a Charlotte kind of night.
Mm-hmm. And hang out with my cat. All right, guys, we will see you on the flip-flop with jeans, as they say.
On the flippity-flop.
Yeah. Be
Thanks
safe.
for listening, guys.
Have a good week.
Peace.
See you next week.
It's the Great Canadian Podcast with Dave and Charlotte.